Hi guys, so today I want to share another story with you. Today I want to talk about 90 Day Fiance Darcy exposing her jealousy for her sister Stacey and how it's scaring off new boyfriend Tom. Okay guys, this is going to be a really quick review, and you guys know how I do my reviews. I only talk about the most important storyline, and last night that would be Darcy the moron. Okay, Darcy, if you're watching this video, moron isn't a bad thing. You guys just live by different rules than everyone else. There's three major rules here. Number one is never lend a moron money. Never do it, people, ever. Number two, don't let them over to your house. You just don't do it. And number three, never let a moron drink behind you, only because you don't know where their lips have been. Now, those are the only differences between regular people and morons. So, Darcy, I don't need you getting all sensitive on me, getting your feelings hurt because I called you a moron. It's not a bad thing, all right, you moron. Let's move on. So, last night, Darcy really tried to hide her moronism, but it was just oozing out like a bloody wound, okay, people? She could not help it. It was really, really hard to watch, but at least it cleared some things up because we know in real time, her sister Stacey asked her to sponsor her new boyfriend Florian so he can come to the United States. And Darcy said no. She said because he had to prove to her, not Stacey, he had to prove to Darcy that he could be a good husband and father. And I thought, wow, that's who does that to their sister? But now we got a clearer picture after last night's episode. Okay, so last night, all of them are supposed to be sightseeing. They're over in Florian's country. I can't remember what it was, somewhere in Albania. And when I tell you people that Darcy is the initiator in all of this mess, this twin rivalry they got going, I'm not lying to you people. This is Darcy, Darcy, Darcy. She puts her sister in the position to have to defend herself because Darcy lives in like a fantasy world. That's not a mean thing. That's a nice thing. You know, a lot of people live in fantasy world. So don't get offended, Darcy. I mean, I tell you people, lately over at 90 Day Fiance, they've been getting really mad at me. So, you know, I gotta be gentle. But it doesn't mean I have to lie. Darcy lives in a fantasy world. So I wrote down all of the craziness that I thought that Darcy was getting started, and I really didn't think it was Stacey. I feel it's Darcy, and this is my evidence to back it up. Okay, let's just start with the shoes. She had to have heels on because she didn't want to be the shorter twin. Okay, yeah, those are really important things in life, Darcy. You know, I agree with you on that one. Okay, and then she said she keeps comparing the two's relationship. Okay, so they're in the van, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, they're in this little mobile, and Darcy says to Tom, "Have you ever fought over a girl before?" And he says, "I don't think I ever have." And then Stacey says, "Would you ever fight over me?" And he says, "Yes." And then Darcy started acting like someone was attacking her. She goes, "Psycho!" And remember, psycho's a nice word. There's another thing that she did that really was showing me that she was the initiator of, you know, moronism. She was going to take a picture with her sister. The sister says, "Let me straighten your hair." And she goes, "Well, look at your hair. It looks like a pom-pom." Just take the damn picture, Darcy, and shut up while you're at it. And then the biggest thing to let me know that Darcy was a kook, you know, that's another good word, is that they started talking about, Tom brought it up, wanted to know more about Stacey's wedding. She says, you know, I want a small wedding. She started describing what she wants. Darcy, the moron, butts in and says, "No, not me. I don't want a wedding like that. I want a big wedding." No one was talking to you, moron. Don't you get it? I mean, things got so bad that Tom had to talk to Darcy about it and let him know that it was making him feel uncomfortable. And you know what the moron said in response to him feeling uncomfortable? She said, "Yeah, that's Stacey. You know, she's always one-upping people." Stacey, newsflash, it wasn't Stacey, it was you. I mean, really, Darcy, let me give you some good advice. And believe me when I tell you, all morons love my advice. Here's my advice to you. Instead of focusing on trapping men, okay? And by the way, you're not even trapping Tom. He is pulling away from you as quickly as he can. And I don't blame him. And it's not a good sign when you can't get fraudulent people like Tom, because you know Tom's a liar and he's a fraud. But if you can't even get liars to stick around, then you're doing something wrong. I would say instead of trying to find your Prince Charming, I would find a good therapist. okay? In a loving way. I mean, that's really good advice, and it's no shade to you at all. A lot of people go to therapists, but you really need to get to one immediately. I'm just saying, buddy, I still like you, you little moron. Next, we have Rebecca and Zeod. Okay, so Rebecca finally runs a background check on Zeod and realizes that he doesn't have a job history, and she's upset about it. And I'm thinking, what a nut job. Aren't you supposed to do that before you sexed him up and let him put his peen in you? I mean, you weren't worried about a job history then. Now all of a sudden you want to act like you have some morals and like, he doesn't have a job. He didn't have a job before. I mean, so, I really don't have a comment on that storyline besides, she's a nut job. Let's move on. Next, there's Avery and Omar. These two finally got married, and they finally broke the news to Avery's mother that they are moving to Syria together until his visa comes in. And she was devastated, like any mother would be. I mean, they are gassing people over there, Avery. What part don't you get? But okay, if you want to go, sayonara. Next, there's Benjamin and Akini. This episode, Benjamin finally got to meet Akini and the elders that gave them permission to get married. But, I really do think it's a setup. I don't think they want these two to get married at all. Have you guys noticed they keep mentioning every episode that he's white? Like, as if we didn't know? They don't want these two to get married, but they want to see how much money he'll put down. And so I think he's gonna raise the price up so sky high. And you know what? Ben's so dumb, he just might do it. And last but not least, but certainly the most scariest storyline would be Angela and Michael are trying to have another baby. They mentioned to Michael's mother that they want the daughter to be the surrogate. Now, as if that isn't scary enough, I mean, we do not need another Angela riding around town. Like, no. I mean, I will never forgive you, Michael, if you bring another Angela into this world. Secondly, the daughter's going to be the surrogate? Like, we all know what happened to our other daughter. The one that's in jail. It might not be a safe thing, Michael. I'm just saying. So there you have it, people. That's my quick review of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. What I want to know in my comment section today is it possible to have your sister be your enemy and your friend at the same time? I believe Darcy called it her frenemy. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. Until next time, talk to you then. Bye.